It is March 12th, 2021, and this is your coffee break update from the Greater High Desert Chamber of Commerce. Good morning and welcome to all of you. It's good to see everybody here. My name is Marshall Haprow. I am the Communications Specialist for the Mojave Desert Air Quality Management District, as well as the Chair-elect for the Greater High Desert Chamber of Commerce. We are thrilled that you are joining us this morning. We still have some people who are coming in the room with us, so let's start this the right way. If you would take a moment, if you have the ability to open up your chat and introduce yourself, say hi to everybody, and then when we have everyone introduced and we can say hello, then we'll get started with our program. All right. Well, everyone's going to continue introducing themselves. It's great to see everybody. Thank you for jumping in the chat there and introducing yourself, saying good morning. We have a semi-gloomy Friday outside, but it's still Friday, so we're still going to count it. And we have a packed, in fact, Mark said action-packed agenda for you today for this week's coffee break update. We're so full on our agenda today that we're actually going to get right to it with a Chamber of Commerce update from our 00 CEO, Mr. Mark Creffield. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Marshall. Thank you so much, and welcome everybody. It's great to see everybody on the call. Wanted to give a brief update. Next Thursday, March 18th, will be our Legislative Action Committee meeting. Our guest speaker will be a commissioner from the California Citizens Redistricting Commission, who will be giving a California redistricting basics presentation. So hopefully you'll be able to join us next Thursday via Zoom at 9 a.m. Our leadership class will be having the virtual graduation next Friday, March 19th at 8 a.m., also virtually. On Monday, March 22nd at noon, we'll be having a virtual ribbon cutting with one of our newest chamber members, Apple RV and Boat Storage. Our next What's Brewing in Chamber Marketing will be on Tuesday, March 30th at 9 a.m. This is an opportunity for you to learn more about how to utilize your chamber account to its fullest. And finally, stepping back, this Tuesday, March 16th at 5 p.m. will be our virtual mixer event. I want to send a special thank you to Casey Armstrong with Armstrong Fairway Insurance Agency, who is the event sponsor. And I just wanted to also mention that all of the events that I've mentioned, if you go to our website, www.ghdcc.com, all of these events are on our website and you can register for any of these events there. And thank you very much, Marshall.
Thank you, Mark. That all sounds awesome. We have tons of stuff coming up for you. And I just want to say that as we see on the news, we see everything happening, that we are getting closer and closer to a more open world, if you will, a more open normal, I guess. And we even had things happening this week in the chamber community that are getting us closer to that. So I'm encouraged by that. I hope you are encouraged by that. And in the meantime, please keep participating because it's good to keep this up with you. So first, I want to introduce one of our sponsors this week for you. We are grateful to have sponsors. We have 4 sponsors for you this week. So first up this morning is Transformation Training and Development, and here to talk about that, as always, is our friend Dr. Kenesha Williams. Good morning, Dr. Williams.
Good morning, family. Hey, I just want to tell you about something that's going on in April. I just finished a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-day conference. Literally, it's been about a week. It started last Friday with Dr. John C. Maxwell, who's the leading leadership expert in the world. And I had an opportunity to speak with him myself on yesterday. And in April, we're offering something called Global Youth Initiative, GYI. This is a value add to young people. It is free. So the reason why I'm speaking to you is, one, I want to offer it to your young children. If you have kids between the ages of 6 to 12, we're going to have a virtual session on April 17th. It's on a Saturday for about an hour, and we're just going to pour into our kids. I have someone lined up to give a dance class virtually, and we're going to be reading to the kids, a value add. Why? Because leadership starts with children, but it also goes up to us as the adults. So if you're interested, please, I have in the chat, I just uploaded a Google form. Sign your kids up. If you know anyone else with 6 to 12-year-olds that would be interested, myself, a global youth initiative leader, I have some other John Maxwell team leaders. We're partnering to put this event on for our children, and the information is there. If you're interested in giving up some of your time, we don't need your money, we need your time. If you want to, as a community leader, read to our kids, also click on that link, drop your name there and just say, hey, I want to read to the children. And lastly, I would like to leave for you as the adults, my friends, my partners in this community. If you're interested in me coming to speak with your team about leadership, I'm offering a free 30-minute value add. I would love to just come pour into them about the necessity of values-based leadership. Also, if you're interested also in knowing more about your communication style, again, I'm offering for the first person who fills out that form a free DISC personality style assessment. And I'm also going to give a free debrief. So thank you so much. And hopefully you'll sign up. Click on that link in the chat box.
Thank you so much, Dr. Williams, and thank you to Transformation Training and Development LLC for sponsoring this week's Coffee Break Update. If you would like to be a sponsor of the next Coffee Break Update or any Coffee Break Update, please contact Mark at the Chamber. That's Mark at ghdcc.com, and he will tell you how easy it is to do that. Dr. Williams mentioned the chat box, so I wanted to remind you, if you have any questions for any of our presenters this week, please direct your questions to me, Marshall Haprock, in the chat box, and as time allows, we will get those questions to our presenters. Speaking of presenters, we have joining us this morning for an update on the City of Adelanto, the mayor of the City of Adelanto, Gabriel Reyes. Good morning, Mayor Reyes.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, before I get started, friends and family and Victor Valley, I just want to personally just thank all you guys for the prayers and messages, calls that I've received directly and via social media and emails. Some of you may know I lost my father-in-law in the ending of November, and I lost my father in January. And it's been a emotional transition for a new part of life, but God is great. And just thank you for all the prayers for myself, for my wife, for my mother, for my family. They've truly been appreciated. Sorry, I haven't been ignoring you guys, just trying to adjust, but the show must go on, right? So just an update with the city. Economic development, we've broken ground for the water lines and the wastewater treatment connections for the boring company and the kimchi factory locations that we're having going behind the stadium right at the bend of Highway 395. So that's exciting to be able to get more infrastructure into that part of our industrial parks. Another major update that is huge for the city. There was an MOU that was passed in 1985 when they were talking about Highway 220 and kind of moving Highway 395 and the usage. Long story short, it was an MOU that said there was no development that was going to be allowed to be done off of 395 through the city of Adelanto, hence killing economic development and point of sales, because that's our major artery. Well, a great conversation with Caltrans last week that has been noticed as there's some deficiencies in that. Now we're moving on with the process to be able to have that MOU modified to allow economic development off of our main artery. So that's going to be huge. Super excited about that, because that will allow additional lights if needed, or right out, all up and down 395. So that is huge for our economic development and more growth in the city. We broke home on 90 homes here in Adelanto with Frontier communities, and we're looking at breaking ground on hundreds more homes this year. We finalized and have submitted this past council meeting our last audits that have not been completed. We inherited 5 years of audits that were physical audits that were not completed, and we got all caught up with 5 years and stayed on course here in a 2-year window. So that's great for the city and being physically responsible for our constituents. We have more capital improvements that we're going to be presenting to our constituents and our next council meeting here within the next 90 days. And just a reminder, as we are continuously moving forward to coming back to a little bit of normality, we do have COVID testing at the stadium, and they are also working on bringing the vaccine shots, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine shots to the stadium. We'll have an announcement when they move forward with that. But for now, it's just COVID testing, rapid testing. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We just look forward on continuously, improving the city and being a part of all this amazing growth that's going on in the Victor Valley. Chamber, thank you so much. You guys have been amazing. And that's it for the City of Adelanto.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mayor Reyes. I don't have any questions for you in the chat box, so thank you for covering everything. And we were happy to see you here with us this week. So thank you for joining us. All right, we have another sponsor to introduce to you this week. We have with us California Empire Real Estate and agent Amy Cox. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning. Hi, everyone. I'm Agent Amy with California Empire Real Estate. We serve all clients wanting to invest in real estate, buyers, sellers, investors, everyone. I do specialize in probates. I'm a certified probate and trust specialist. That's kind of where my heart's at with VA buyers and probates, trying to reach out to people that are in that vulnerable stage in their life going through probates. If you've ever gone through it, it's usually a terrible experience. So I try to be there so I can help people go through that experience and educate them and be with them every step of the way. It can be a long process, especially right now. So I just try to be there for them. That's where my heart's at. My heart is also with VA buyers. I'm a military relocation specialist. I have a big Navy family, so my heart is really invested in our military. I pay closing costs for military family as a way to say thank you for their service. So I'll put my information in the chat, and it's great to see everybody.
Excellent. It's great to see you, and thank you so much for sponsoring this week's Coffee Break Update. We appreciate it. All right, we have another municipal update for you. Just a reminder real quick, if you do have questions for our presenters this morning, please direct them to me in the chat box. We have joining us for an update on the City of Hesperia, Mayor Cameron Gregg. Good morning, Mayor Gregg.
Good morning, Marshall. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday to you. Just a few updates. The city council meetings are now open to the public at a 25% capacity to allow for social distancing. And it's going to be based on a first come, first served basis. The doors will open at 6. Additionally, as we start to transition into reopening, we have the Neighborhood Beautification Day, which is going to return March 25th from 8 a.m. to noon or until the bins are full. Location information and additional details are on the city's website. And after a COVID hiatus, community development or community cleanup day, is back on April 24th. This is a really great project. I know Apple Valley does it, and I'm sure Adelanto does as well in Victorville. So this is just a really great way for us to clean up our city. Volunteers can register by visiting the city's website. And additionally, the City of Hesperia has a new residential truck parking permit program. The program allows residents to continue to park their commercial vehicles at their residential or agricultural properties within the city, but only doing so after registering and obtaining a parking permit for each vehicle by July 22nd. And as always, thank you, Chamber. We definitely appreciate all your support for our high desert communities.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mayor Gregg. We appreciate your update. We appreciate you, of course, always joining us. I don't have any questions for you. So I'll say have a good weekend and thank you so much again for the update. We have another sponsor to introduce to you this week. We have joining us from Pacific Refrigerator, Aaron Korn. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Marshall. Thank you. Good morning, High Desert. My name is Aaron Korn. I'm the general manager for Pacific Refrigerator Company. It's great to see everyone here this morning. Quick word about Pacific. We're a manufacturer of cold storage rooms. We've been around since 1945, so it's been a while. Not in Apple Valley, but we do have a factory in Apple Valley where we build the insulated panels, roofs, doors, and other parts that we use in the assembly of our walk-in coolers and freezers. So recently we've been diversifying our operations. Some of the fun things we're building are kiosks like those you see in parking garage or information booths. If you joined us at the last meeting, you may remember I showed some illustrations of a potential community of our homeless cottages that we're building. We're really looking to team up with some nonprofits or local governments to build a whole village of our cottages. Pacific and our partners can facilitate a turnkey solution for getting the homeless sheltered. But what we're showing today is our backyard studio. So if you're ready to reclaim that office that was, or that spare bedroom that was converted to an office about a year ago for COVID, we're seeing more and more people working from home. And we think our backyard studio is a perfect solution to give yourself a nice private separate space. So the unit you see in the picture here is an 8x8 model. That's the smallest one we make. We have standard rooms up to 10x12, and we can custom manufacture units that are even larger. So our studios are insulated with the R32 of polyurethane foam, the same foam we use to make our cooler and freezer panels. So these rooms are very energy efficient. They come standard with heating and air conditioning. They can be plugged into a standard outlet, just like the one right by your back door outside on your patio. The rooms can be assembled by 2 people in about an hour, so they're very simple to put together. All you need is a flat level surface, concrete, gravel, even bare dirt will work if you've got good drainage. So think of all the use you could get out of a separate livable space, a music or art studio, home office, workshop. Possibilities are endless. So if you have any questions or want more info, feel free to call me. Thanks for having me, and I hope you all have a terrific weekend. I'll leave my information in the chat window.
That's good. Thank you so much, Aaron, and thank you to Pacific Refrigerator for sponsoring this week's coffee break update. Just for anyone who may be even considering being a coffee break update sponsor, right at this moment we have 85 people here in the room. So this is absolutely a great platform for you to introduce your product or your business. So if you've been thinking about it, look at that number and realize this is absolutely a good audience to present in front of. So thank you again, Aaron, and thank you to all of our sponsors, of course, as always. We have another municipal update for you. Here to tell us about goings on in the City of Victorville is our friend, Public Information Officer Sue Jones. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. And I'd like to say thank you to the Chamber for this opportunity to share an update from the City of Victorville. One of the most exciting pieces of news that I can share with y'all is that our Green Tree Extension is making another very significant move forward this Tuesday. The construction contract will be on our City Council agenda for council approval. And if everything goes as we expect, construction of the Green Tree Extension will begin at the end of this May. So just in a matter of weeks. And probably you know this, but just for anybody that doesn't, the Green Tree Extension will extend Green Tree Boulevard from Hesperia Road out into the desert. It will cross the BNSF Railroad, and it will link up with Ridgecrest Road / Yates Road in Apple Valley. The most significant part of this is that bridge that's going to go over the BNSF Railroad. As you can imagine, that's pretty technical and it requires a lot of engineering, but we're so excited to bring this project to the Victor Valley. And I know you all are very excited to have another route to get from Victorville to Apple Valley and vice versa. So that is extremely exciting news. The other thing I wanted to share with you is that we're going to host a free dump day this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the old junior high located at Forest and 8th in Old Town Victorville. And this is open to all Victorville residents. This is an excellent time for you to get rid of garden trimmings, wood, trash, old furniture, old appliances, and scrap metal for free. The only thing we need to stipulate is this is not an event where you can bring e-waste or hazardous materials. If you have those items, please go to our website, and you could go to victorville.ca.gov/dumpitrightvb, and you can learn of all of our free disposal services and how you can get rid of those e-waste and hazardous materials the right way. And when you go to this event, please enter via 8th Street. Also, we have some exciting activities being hosted by our recreation division. We're right now offering spring egg hunt baskets. And in these baskets will be enough supplies for you to have an egg hunt for 4 people, including candy-filled eggs, crafts, games, and more. And if you're interested in getting one of these, you could go to our website, click the button for recreation, and the price is just $10 per basket. Also, we're hosting a fun virtual running challenge. I want to make it very clear that this is open to not just runners, but also walkers. And this is a challenge that will get progressive each month. It'll start with a 3K, a 5K, and then end with a 7K. If you sign up for $30, you'll get a free t-shirt, bib, and the completion medal. And this is a great way to get out, stay active during some of this isolation that we're feeling during COVID. And again, this is a virtual challenge, so you will do it on your own time, and you will log your completion. I'm doing this as a walker, not a runner, but if anyone wants to challenge with me to go do this and stay active, I welcome that. Also, I wanted to share some news from our VVAPL, our animal shelter. This is Microchip Madness Month. And if you would like to take advantage of this, you can microchip your pet for just $10. And you don't want to rely on the leprechauns or the luck of the leprechauns if your pet goes missing. So this is a great way to keep your pet safe. You do need to make an appointment with VVAPL. You can email them at info@vvapl.org, or you can reach out to them via their website and get their phone number. Also, this is St. Caddy's Day adoptions, and cat adoptions are discounted to $17 between March 16th and March 20th. And this includes the spay, neuter, vaccinations, and the microchip, which is a great deal. Just really quickly, too, COVID-related news. We're hearing wonderful news about our metrics, the case counts, positivity rate, everything is coming down to a point where it looks like we're going to be moving into the red tier. According to the county, we expect that that could be as early as this weekend or early next week. That does mean that more things will be opening, which is wonderful for us and our economy and our community. Obviously, still continue to take those public health measures to protect yourself, but things are looking really good for us. And finally, if you do get a vaccination appointment or know someone who has any difficulty with transportation or access, please take advantage of the Vaccine Express, which is a free bus shuttle operated by VVTA that will take them to the vaccination clinic here in Victorville at Hook Community Center, or to the vaccination clinic in Apple Valley at Our Lady of the Desert Catholic Church. And all you have to do is go to sbcovid19.com/vaccine. Sorry, I'll put this in the chat. Make your vaccination appointment, and then you would call VVTA, and they will schedule for you to have a free bus ride. And we know that access to the vaccine is really important right now, and some of our underserved communities, seniors and so forth, may be having difficulty. So I wanted to share that with you, and I'll put the particulars in the chat. And with that, Marshall, I'm going to kick it back to you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sue. Sue, you were theming your presentation. You had an alliterative in there, microchipping madness. That was a fantastic update. So thank you so much. I love that. I did have one question in the chat box. Can you again say the dates for construction for the bridge?
Yes, yes. If everything goes well this Tuesday, the council will approve the construction contract, and then we expect construction to actually begin at the end of May.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Have a
Mhm.
great weekend, Sue. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here as always. Also in the chat box, my dad just reminded me, my dad, Dave Haprov, is in there. So if everyone wants to jump in there and say hi to Marshall's dad, by all means, I encourage you to do it. But he did just remind me that this weekend, I don't think anyone else has mentioned it yet, this weekend is also daylight savings time begins on Sunday morning. So don't forget to set your clocks forward 1 hour on Sunday morning or Saturday night before you go to bed, and make sure we're all on the same time Sunday morning. So thanks, Dad, for that reminder. We have another sponsor to introduce for you this week. We have joining us from the City of Victorville's environmental programs, we have Dana Armstrong. Hey, Dana.
I'm unmuted now.
There we go.
Thank you, Marshall. Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone's well and enjoying your preferred morning beverage, whether it's coffee or tea or a smoothie. As indicated on the slide, my name's Dana Armstrong. I'm the Environmental Programs Manager for the City of Victorville. My email and phone number are listed on the slide. Please jot them down because you'll need them later because there's an opportunity to win a prize, okay? So this morning, I want to let you know about two programs that might be of interest to you and the business community in general. First, the city can provide Victorville businesses with free recycling bins to collect CRV bottles and cans. The recycling bins are from 5 to 30 gallons in size, and they're absolutely free. So if you have a lunchroom, a soda machine, or any place where you're gathering bottles and cans and you need a recycling bin, just let me know and I will make sure that we get a recycling bin delivered to your location. Second, I want to mention our absolutely awesome, how's that, Marshall? Okay, absolutely awesome Victorville Community Cleanup Day. This event is held twice per year in April and October. We have from 600 to 800 volunteers participate in each event to clean up litter from all around the city. The program started in 2007. And since then, we've had more than 16,000 residents participate in this wonderful event. Our next Victorville Community Cleanup Day is scheduled for Saturday, April 17th. Your business or organization can support this event as a sponsor and or by putting together a team of volunteers. This is a great way to support a cleaner Victorville, encourage civic involvement, and get positive attention for your business or organization. If you're interested in either of these programs, please email me or call me. I'll put my contact info in the chat. Now, here is the prize. So send me an email now. I am going to give away I'm going to give away 2 Starbucks gift cards. So send me an email. This is no purchase required. You don't need to get a recycle bin or sign up for Community Cleanup Day, but just send me an email and say hello, just something fun. And I'm going to do a drawing to give away 2 Starbucks gift cards. That's it. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. And thank you so much for the opportunity to speak this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dana. I'm pretty sure Mark just emailed you, so he's probably first in that role. Thank you to the City of Victorville's environmental programs for sponsoring this week. Mark, we are speeding through this this morning, this update. It's barely 9:30. Are you feeling better? Are you feeling okay? I know how stressed you get when, people do exactly what they say they will do and present. And it stresses you out. Are you doing okay?
I don't know where these rumors started that I get stressed out, and
I started them.
I am perfectly fine. All of my speakers and sponsors were on the call with time to spare. The person doing the PowerPoint, no problems whatsoever. We are golden, Marshall. So let's continue on.
Oh, okay, we're going to continue on, and hopefully our next presenter isn't too long-winded. Oh, it's Doug. So that might go to the wayside. with joining us from the town of Apple Valley, Town Manager Doug Robertson. Hey, Doug.
Hey, how are you, Marshall? And hey, Dave, good to see you again. So it sounds like I've got a half an hour. That's what I just heard. So let me get started because I got a lot. It's been a while since I've been with you guys. So in Apple Valley, we've struggled a little bit to get citizen involvement in our budget process. So we formed a budget advisory committee, formed with 10 citizens and the 5 council members. We met about 10 days ago. We'll meet again next Wednesday, collect a lot of ideas for changes to our budget. And so next Tuesday, I'm sorry, we will be updating the committee on the staff's research into those ideas, just sort of the preliminary research. So, but as long as we're talking budget, let me throw out some crazy numbers. President Biden signed a $1.9 trillion stimulus bill. You all probably have heard about that. He spoke about it last night. And this is the first time that cities have actually been included with direct stimulus. We were given a little bit of the county's money late last year to do a few projects, but this is the first time that cities will actually get direct stimulus from the federal government. It's a little bit unclear though, although the bill has been signed, the details are still yet to be worked out. But we are starting to see some fairly crazy estimates of money that could go to each city. I'm told that these numbers are fairly accurate, but what we're not sure of is what it can be used for. So the numbers that I've seen are over 30 million to Victorville, over 25 million to Hesperia, nearly 15 million to Apple Valley, and around 6 million each to Adelanto and Barstow. Again, it's unclear exactly what we're going to be allowed to use this for. We think it's going to be a combination of community developed block grant type funds to assist the public and to assist businesses, but we don't know exactly, but we have been told that at least some of it will be available for regular city use. So those rules are not 100% defined, as tends to happen with law. And so the U.S. Department of Treasury, I'm told, is going to be kind of figuring that out exactly what we can and can't use that for. So could be exciting times coming. We just don't know exactly when and exactly what we can use those funds for. As you know, the reopening is speeding ahead in California at this point. I want to expand a little bit on what Sue had mentioned. She talked about the San Bernardino County. We're expected to be in the red soon. I had heard on St. Patrick's Day or maybe midnight St. Patrick's Day. I'm not sure exactly. I think it's dependent on the exact timing of when we entered the right data set for the red tier. We got to wait 3 weeks and stay there. So it's not 100%, but it's very close. So assuming we do get into the red tier very soon, I looked it up this morning, and that means retail can go up to 50% capacity. Gathering places like movie theaters, museums, and Zooms could open with 25% capacity, up to 100 people in a movie theater. Gyms and fitness centers could open to 10% capacity indoors. Bars are supposed to remain closed. Breweries and wineries have limited rules and access. Entertainment centers are outdoors only, like the Family Fun Center type places. They would be allowed to open for their outdoor rides and whatnot. Non-essential office buildings or office type businesses are still supposed to stay remote. Live events would be allowed with assigned seating at a 20% capacity as of April 1st. That includes sports events. Again, that's assigned seating. Amusement parks as of, I think, April 1st, 15% capacity. That's assuming that those things are in the red tier. One of the things that to keep in mind is that because vaccines have added and changed the way, or are changing the way the tier systems are set up and the rules for those, I would anticipate yet another change coming soon to the tier system. And so I truly believe that that we're going to be reopening faster than what we already think it's going to happen. So anyway, there is a new equity rule that the state has that 40% of vaccines must be distributed in communities that are hardest hit by the COVID virus, and that includes most of the high desert. Most of the zip codes in the high desert are included in that. So we should expect to see still further vaccinations available for those who want them. Eligibility has expanded. I would encourage you to check the state's COVID website. I didn't get a chance to write down all of the new opportunities for different job types, but I did see public transit workers, people working in nursing homes and other sort of group gathering areas, even childcare, I think I saw on there. So take a look and see if you qualify now, if you're interested in getting the vaccine. So, and the other thing, a little tip, I think someone's talked about it on here before, is a lot of the pharmacies, the big pharmacies, do have vaccines available. You're supposed to sign up. You're supposed to be within, the tiers, the 1A, 1B, and so on. But I hear almost weekly about someone who is not in one of those tiers, who's not, eligible at this point, who's been able to get a dose of the vaccine, which automatically gets you in line for the second dose, simply because the pharmacies have thawed the doses for the day, and ultimately people didn't show up. They had some no-shows, and they had doses that they simply allow anyone to use at that point, rather than throwing them away. So if you're very interested in getting a vaccine and you don't yet qualify, go to your local pharmacy and hang out, ask the pharmacy office, the pharmacist, if they have a wait list, and you might just get an exciting phone call. So looking at reopening, Apple Valley is starting to reopen our outdoor events per the state guidelines. And our first event actually is our St. Patty's Day run. It's this Saturday, very exciting, 7 to 12. And then again, Wednesday on St. Patrick's Day from 3 to 6. We're gonna have split times. We're not all gonna start as a group. Well, I'm not gonna run. I'm not a runner, but we're gonna have split times. So I would encourage you to go to avrecreation.org or call 240-7880 to get an appointment time so that we can keep everybody safe. So, and just in general, between the presidential order regarding additional vaccines to be available to all adults by May 1st, more Californians completing that vaccine regimen of 2 shots, nearly everything reopening to a certain degree, I think, over the next month or two, and the pressure of the recall election that appears like it's going to happen. In my gut, I just feel like at some point over the next month or two, everything is going to be reopening to a degree that no one will know what's supposed to stay closed, and ultimately everything's just going to open. To that end, in Apple Valley, we're planning for all of our summer activities. Our Sunset Concert Series, reopening the pool for summer, nearly all of our recreation programs we're anticipating being open, but they are not currently authorized and are under severe constraints. So we're planning for some change to occur over the next couple of months. And if we have to, we'll postpone or cancel events. But as of right now, we are planning for everything to be open, available, and a fairly normal summer. So with that, I will turn it back over to you, Mark. Or Marshall, sorry, either one.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Or I could introduce Bobby if you like.
No, that's my job.
Okay, sorry.
So thanks,
Hey, Doug,
thanks, Doug.
Hey, Doug, you're not a runner? No kidding.
No, I am not a runner. I know, surprising. I'm a cyclist, but I'm not a runner, no.
Mark's not either, so I'm just going to throw that in there.
He didn't strike me as one, no. So my knees and my current Homer Simpson body shape don't really allow me to run.
I use that one too, Doug.
Yeah, Mark is quite the power walker, especially when he's stressed out about technology issues. You should see it. It's wild. Thank you for all that information, Doug. We appreciate it. Good news from the town of Apple Valley. We have, I don't see we have any questions, so it looks like you covered everything. Thank you again for all of that. Yeah, we do have a special presentation for you this morning, as Doug alluded to a moment ago. We have joining us from Chicago Title, we have Bobby Tarango. And Mark, I just want to let you know, Bobby's going to share his screen. Bobby, you can go ahead and share your screen right now if you'd like. Mark, effectively, your role here is done. So we don't, if you just want to hang out back there or, play some solitaire or whatever, because I think Bobby and we got it from here. So
let's see. Thank you.
Yeah, let's go read up on the Raiders or something. I don't know. Hey, Bobby, good morning. Thank you for joining us. We have a special presentation, and I'll say, take it away.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for allowing us to come speak today. I'm one half of our team, the Mike and Bobby show. So one of the things that we keep track of a lot of numbers, being in the title industry. A lot of people don't know, what do you guys do? But that's one of the things we do. So last year was a year of a lot of headlines. In 2019, we sold 1,400 pieces of vacant land. In 2020, we sold over 3,000 pieces of vacant land. So anybody been holding on to that vacant land out in the middle of nowhere right now is actually starting to move right now. It has to be reasonable, but it is starting to move right now. We finally reached our median sales price of $315, which we reached back in 2005, 2006. So that's a real positive thing for our area. And quite frankly, it was even beginning of last year when people would ask me, hey, when are we going to reach those highs of 2005, 2006? And again, this would be January, and people would ask me that. So I'd say, you know what? You cannot recover from something that was not real unless something crazy happens. So something crazy happened, and there we are. That we broke all-time low interest rates 15 times in 2020. So that's incredible. Make no mistake, interest rates are driving demand. The high desert median sales price rose 20% alone last year. And Mike's going to give you some context of that here in a minute. The average days on market dropped to about 21 days on the market. Is more like 11 days because there were some bigger homes on there that were kind of throwing the averages off a little bit. Our inventory reached an all-time low of 516 homes on the market. So to give you a quick little context of that, a normal balanced market for us here in the high desert with our housing population is around 1,500 to 2,000 listings, just so you know. Okay, and just to give you an idea, this is indicative of what's going on across the United States, but here's what's going on in Southern California. We're reaching record low inventory in all the counties. Now, keep in mind, Los Angeles, it looks like a lot, but remember that's a county of 10 million people. And now we'll bring you to basically Southern California. Last year around this time, we had 29,000 listings here in Southern California. This year, we're about 16,000. That's almost a 74% drop. So to give you a little bit of what's going on, locally over here, I'm going to turn it over to Mike right now.
Had to wake me up from Doug's presentation, but it was some good data, but I was asleep. Sorry about that. But the housing demand and kind of what's going on right now. And remember, we put this report, a lot of this data comes out on our social media. So follow us on Facebook or Instagram, Mike and Bobby Show, Chicago Title Escrow. I do a weekly report of what the actual inventory is doing, how many homes are selling. And this is one I put up from last year. So if we look at just before the pandemic started, if you saw that video I did a video a couple weeks ago, and I talked about, my wife was telling me, she's going, I think, I'm listening to all these headlines about this virus overseas, and she said they're telling everybody in the U.S. for everybody to prepare for a change in their daily lives. And I was like, yeah, that's crap, man. There's nothing. And I think the next day the stock market dropped about 10,000 points. The wheels came off, and it was a crazy deal. But so this first column here in the yellow you're seeing is March 2nd. We had 1,243 listings on the market. The price was moving maybe about a 3 or 4% increase. It was a healthy, it was a standard kind of market that was going on. We had 1,200 homes on the market. We had new listings of 141, sold at 122, 112 were going in escrow at that week in time. Average days on market are about 58 days on the market. And now you fast forward to this week. I just put this report out last night. Right now, we're sitting at 419 homes on the market today. So if you're talking to the real estate community and they're telling you, there's a huge demand, you could get unreal prices right now, they're not lying. Listen to those agents out there. They're in the trenches every day. We're seeing it. I had a buddy of mine in Texas right now that just posted a picture, a $300,000 house in Texas, and there was 30 people in line. It's happening here as well. We got people lined up out the doors, had agents recently put homes on the market. 15, 20 offers in 24 hours. The market is insane because we have zero inventory. 419 is almost zero. New listings, though, we have 187 that came on the market last week alone. Again, this is a weekly report. 120 sold, 167 went pending. The market is on fire. And look at our average days on market on the bottom there. We were at 58 days in the standard market. We're about cut that time in half right now at 27.4 days on the market. And again, like Bobby just said, we're seeing homes out there that are selling because they've probably been overpriced for a long time. They've been on the market for a year and a half, 300, 400, 500 days on the market. And those ones are going in escrow, which is showing that days on market to be higher than it probably should. Right now, it should probably be around the 20, 18 days on market. But again, this market continues to move. And the data we're talking about here is just the Victor Valley, from Wrightwood, Barstow, all the way to Lucerne Valley, and all the interior cities as well. So again, this is just specific to the high desert. Put this report out again, and I just updated this on a monthly basis here. So you have an idea, if you think you know what your home's worth, because you probably don't. We'll talk about that here in a second. But if you think you know what your home is worth, this is what's available in the entire Victor Valley. From 0 to 100,000 is 7 homes, and look at the $300,000 to $350,000 price range. There's only 70 homes in the entire valley that are available. Again, inventory super low, shooting this price through the roof is what we're seeing right now. If you have questions, I think they're going to put them in the comment section here. Feel free to type them in. We don't see them right now, but I'm sure we'll get stopped if there's some questions or whatnot. Here's a graph we put out as well. This starts from the year 2000, so you can see where we were at locally in the high desert. We were at $85,000 was our median home sales price. Peaked out in 2006 at $315,000. Look at how sharp it went up. Right, it went up in a matter of a short period of years, 2003 to 2006, about 3 years. It went straight vertical, and it went just down just as fast, almost about 3 years, 315. We bottomed out at 110. If you remember, in 2010, they came out with that stimulus package. It was $8,000 tax credit to first-time home buyers. Price shot up a little bit. That tax credit went away. Price went right back down. But in 2009, our low was $103,000. And in 2011, our low was about $110,000 again. And then you can see our steady increase here from 2012 is when the market started to recover to 2021. We're sitting today at $322,000 is our median home sales price this month, this time right now. But again, we have this a little bit longer from 2012 to 2021 or 2020, let's say, to reach our existing or our previous median home sales price peak. Well, this is the graph I wanted to show you, and this is kind of the whole purpose of this presentation, is because the general public, you all are looking probably online for your home evaluation. If you're looking at Trulia, Realtor.com, Zillow, any of those online generated websites, these graphs, when the market is going down at an alarming rate or increasing at an alarming rate like we're seeing right now, these programs are lagging behind real time. If you remember, and if you're in that situation in 2006, 2007, 2008 came along and people were trying to sell their homes and they're going, well, I think I see my home is worth $350,000, but my realtor just came over and told me it's worth $300,000. I don't believe them, right? They're liars. I want to put my house on the market for $350,000. And you did. And before you know it, by the time you sold it or went to foreclosure, it was worth $175 because the prices were dropping so fast. So these online websites are always lagging behind real time. So this first spot you see here in 2006, our peak pricing was $323,000 is what we reached in 1 month of the year, the highest year in June. Zillow Trulia showing it at $300,000, but the actual price was $250,000. Now we dropped down to 2009 when our bottom of our market was $103,000, and look how we're at now. So if you're looking right now at Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, the sold prices are always behind the pending price, and which is always behind the actual price. So right now we're seeing people that are looking online to get their home evaluations, and by the time they actually get on the market and in escrow, that period or that price difference right now is usually tens of thousands of dollars off. We're seeing people that are looking online and getting a home evaluation of about $300,000, gets on the market and goes in escrow at $350,000 or $360,000. So keep that in mind. If you're thinking about selling and you are looking online for a home evaluation, it's way off right now because the market is doing this. We've increased 20% this last year alone. So again, reach out to those local realtors. They know what's going on right now. Their home evaluations are way more accurate than these online systems will ever be. They're taking into account upgrades that you've done to the property. They're looking at everything. They're looking at the neighborhood, what needs to be done so they could give you a more accurate evaluation. Again, if you're looking online, you're missing out on tens of thousands of dollars today. When the market is more stable, those things get a little more accurate. But in this case right now, it's not the case. Last graph we'll show you right here is something that we put together for a lot of the local realtors that were wanting to know what kind of equity is out there right now. What are these people looking at? So if you bought your home from 2009 to 2012, the bottom of our real estate market, on the median right now, you have about $210,000 of equity, which equates to about 190% equity. A lot of people out there got either great rates, they got tons of equity, or they got both, right? So right now, even if you look, if you bought last year alone, we've increased 20% equity, like I just said, last year alone. And with this low of inventory, unless these rates go up and we start to get more inventory on the market, we could expect another double-digit year of the median home sales price increase. I mean, this is crazy. When this thing gets done and over with, and it will get done and over with eventually, we'll probably look back on this increase of the market and probably be going, man, this was better than the 2005 boom for sure. I mean, this is unbelievable, something we never seen, and we're just moving into the peak of the selling season again and moving out of the pandemic. So who knows what's going to be at store, but I can guarantee you this: if you are thinking about selling in the next 1, 2, or 3 years, there's not going to be a better time than right now. We know what the market's doing right now. We don't know what it'll do next year.
Okay, so one of the things that we also like to mention to people to, again, use your professional real estate agent because they have access to real-time data. Some of those, like Mike was talking about, those algorithms lag, and so does the data. The data lags a little bit also. So everybody's, make no mistake, again, like we talked about before, these interest rates are driving demand right now. And again, since March of last year, we reached all-time low of 17 times all-time low of interest rates. So that, again, is incredible. Make no mistake, the power of the interest rate, the buying power. They are on the rise right now. Okay, so we reached an all-time low. I talked to a lender this morning. He says that depending on the situation, you're looking at maybe just under 3 to 3.5 right now. So again, they are on the rise, which is okay. We need to cool this market off a little bit. And ultra low interest rates leads to overheated housing market and unhealthy rapid appreciation. I mean, 20% median sales price increase in 1 year is a little bit scary, but remember, when we did that last time, there was a lot of different fun loan programs there, like pick a payment out there. Everybody that's qualified for, everybody that's getting a loan now, since 2009, they actually qualify for these loans now. So that's one of the things that's saving us right now. So let's talk about, and everybody's talking about this because we hear it all the time. Like buyers say, I'm just going to wait for this market to crash. Will the market crash? Yes, it always crashes. But the debate ends up becoming, Mike and I go back and forth all the time. The debate becomes how severe and when is it going to crash? And nobody knows. At this point, if you were looking Southern California, there's 102 short sale and foreclosures on the market today. And this is all of Southern California. So that is nothing. Let's talk about forbearance. So forbearance was introduced to everybody when you can go and not restructure your payment, but basically go work something out with your bank where you can skip a few payments and then they would tack it on another way. It was a quick way for somebody. Everybody was panicking, so what you had to go do is apply for forbearance. So how many people were on that? So there was 5.35% of all the total loans in the United States went into forbearance. And that's already come down to 5.29%. Gosh, I'm glad I changed this earlier because I made a mistake on my PowerPoint just before we jumped on here, and that was a much scarier number, but it's really nothing. So right now, total loans in forbearance right now are 2.6 million. And Black Knight data is reporting there's more coming off all the time right now. And it was 4.3 million in June of 2020. So again, everything is looking good. And keep in mind, all those people that were getting loans on their property for home loans, they were actually qualifying for these loans. So there are a lot more stricter guidelines now. So just to put that in a little bit of context of that many loans on it, there's the housing population is 139 million homes, and there's 81 million that have mortgages. So really, it's not a lot at all. So let's say these people have to sell. You know, let's say things don't work out, they're going to have to sell. 77% of those folks have 20% equity at the very least. You know, 59% have 30% equity. So even if they do have to sell, everybody has equity now, right now. But remember, what is that predicated on? Our equity is all predicated on our low interest rates right now. Everybody has equity right now. And always remember, before, you know, again, Mike was talking about how crazy everything's getting overbid. Always remember, a buyer buys a payment. When interest rates go up, the sales price has to come down because it still has to be affordable. So again, I mean, we have a perfect storm right now. You can ask for a lot, and the buyer can afford a lot right now because of these low interest rates. Interest rates are popping up a little bit. We can start seeing some more inventory landing on the shelves. Pardon me. So again, as to when something's going to happen in the market, we don't know. Nobody. It'd be irresponsible to see anything past 6 months right now. So we just keep it going on what's in the now. This is all we can deal with right now. Like Mike said, there's no better time than the present to sell if you were going to sell. You know, trying to time the market. I have not seen anybody time the market. You know, nobody sells at the peak and nobody buys at the bottom. Just always remember that nobody can time it. All you can do is with the date. All you can do is what the data we give you. So, like Mike said, if you guys want to follow us on our Mike and Bobby show, we're on all the socials. You know, Mike's doing a weekly update. He's doing that right now just because the market is moving so fast right now, like the stock market. And we do have a website title for our consumers. The title is everything. We show, we put some newsletters on there talking about the market, and then we talk about, you know, title and escrow and whatnot, you know, stuff you need to know. So that is our presentation. I'm assuming we'd have some questions.
We do, Bobby. Just one though. The question is, if homes for sale are difficult to sell if they have a solar lease versus a solar purchase.
They do get a little bit there. Well, when there's a solar lease, it's not as bad. We start getting in some trouble if they did the HERO program. That's a home energy renovation opportunity. So basically, it was the county basically comes in and says, hey, we'll let you buy solar, we'll let you buy home energy appliances, HVAC, that sort of thing, and it gets paid with the taxes. I hope I don't get too technical here. That gets paid through the taxes. But it is a loan. It is basically a loan. The new lender that's going to come in for the buyer, they want that paid off. They don't care if it's paid to the taxes. They look at that as a new loan. They want that paid off before they will lend on that particular piece of property. If it's leased solar, it's not too hard to do that anymore. It's just difficult to deal with the leasing companies. First, we got to get the new buyer qualified to purchase get into that lease, and then we got, you know, and for title purposes, again, that's what we do. We research title to make sure everybody knows everything on the property before you take title to it. We have to work with the solar company in getting the release, because we have to release that lease first before the new loan can come in, and that becomes a little cumbersome sometimes, you know, dealing with those big solar companies. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad with the leasing company. Just if you did it through a HERO program, that becomes kind of a problem, because you hopefully have enough equity in the house to pay that off, because, you know, the new lender is requiring that to be paid off first before they will lend.
Got it. Okay. That was awesome. That's the only question I have. So I'll say thank you so much for being with us this week. It's nice to have some new information, something a little bit different for our coffee break update. So we appreciate you. We appreciate Mike, And I especially appreciate Mike for his comment about Doug's fabulous presentation. And I also want to let Mike, I want to let you know that we might nominate you to now be a co-host here, because that was exactly the kind of attitude that we like to have here on the Coffee Break Update. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
He complained about all the numbers I gave, and then he gave a bunch of numbers, which basically equates to sell now. He could have just come on and said, look, if you're looking to sell now, that's it,
Exactly.
done.
But
We'd
everybody,
all
that's
been
what we
having
all
their
heard.
coffee by now.
Everybody's getting right there in mind.
Doug, I listened to yours every word.
All right. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. I want to say thank you to our sponsors this week, to Transformation Training and Development, to California Empire Real Estate and Agent Amy Cox. Thank you to Pacific Refrigerator and the City of Victorville's environmental programs. We appreciate you all for sponsoring this week's Coffee Break Update. I also want to pass along because I'm the host and I get to do this, I know it's a day early, but Casey Armstrong, I wanted to say happy birthday a day early to you. Amanda, she asked me if I could unmute her. I'm actually going to let everyone unmute themselves. If I can figure out how to do that now that Mark gave me there it is. Now that Mark gave me hosting capabilities. Mark actually wanted to sing to you himself, but then he had to go to another Zoom meeting. So you're welcome. That's an early birthday present. So if anyone wants to sing happy birthday, everyone has the ability to unmute.
Happy birthday, Casey.
Or you could just say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hope your birthday
Happy
is
birthday,
super
Casey. I already left you a present.
Thank you. Yes, I did get it, Doug. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank
Happy birthday, you little puppy, you.
Thank you.
All right. Hope your birthday is great, Casey, and hope everyone's weekend is safe and enjoyable. We will see you here in 2 weeks on March 26th. We'll have more for you. Until then, take care and be safe.
You got it. Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
See you, everyone.
Have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend. Miss you all.
Good to see you all.
Hi, Raquel.
Hi.